The Real Friends of Weho on MTV is a new Friday night series featuring a group of influential LGBTQ plus personalities, including Curtis Hamilton and Jaymes Vaughn. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Rudy, thanks for having us, man.
We got left at a cliffhanger last week. We're at the engagement party. It's supposed to be a wonderful time, but some stuff is about to possibly go down. What can you preview going into this new episode?
I think it's probably going to come back and cut to me at the Oyster Bar. I was having a wonderful time enjoying the delicious food that Joey had catered at his beautiful engagement party. So I don't want to spoil it for y'all. You're going to have to watch, and maybe you'll see what I saw from the Oyster Bar.
I was in the eye of the tiger, so I was right there. I saw it all. So you should stay tuned because it's about to go down, and it is very, very, very entertaining for everybody involved that was at the party and the people that are gonna watch on TV. You better get your life.
I do want to ask both of you, because obviously, people who grew up in the 90s had TGIF, where it was like, kids got to watch their Full House and Family Matters. We had must-see TV in the late 90s. But Friday nights now is a night for, the LGBTQ plus community to gather with friends, to gather in, in nightclubs and in bars to watch Drag Race and Friends of Weho. I mean, what's it like to be a part of a show like this that is bringing the community together?
Well, first off, you took me back to TGIF. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah. If we could have anything close to that, that would be amazing, right?
It's our new version of TGIF.
Yeah, listen, the more queer stories we can get on air, the better. And the more successful queer stories are, the more hours of queer stories we're gonna get. So hopefully all of this is a success and just increases the amount of content we can get.
Curtis, I want to go ahead and ask you, as far as you're publicly coming out for the first time on this series. You told your family, people are starting to know. I mean, what has this process been like? What you expected it to be, or is it better or different, or just it's something that maybe you weren't expecting?
I think it's everything you just said. I think it's all those things. It has been something I didn't know what to expect. It has been good, and it has been times where I'm like, why the hell did I do this? And it also has been like, I'm so happy that I did it, which is where I am now. It's bigger than what all my fear was, and going into it, and I see that now. And I came into it with the intentions of, just inspiring little young Black kids like myself that see themselves within me, because I always felt growing up I didn't see representation that I really related to, and I'm just trying to do my part. And yeah, so I am not regretting this decision at all. I'm really, really, really happy that I did, and I'm looking forward to the journey moving forward.
And then for you, Jaymes, as far as because obviously Curtis is brand new out, but then like Brad Goreski and Gary Janetti have been together for over 20 years, and there's a wide range of relationships and people on this show. What is everybody learning from each other on set and from filming on here?
Hopefully we are all learning something from each other, because that's the point of an experience like this. And you are seeing 6 different queer men having their own different experience. And I think just as much as we learn from each other, our goal with this was hopefully to help the audience learn from us. I say a lot of times on this show, I am a cautionary tale, y'all. Learn from my mistakes so you don't have to repeat them. And I try to share those a lot. And be really honest about them, because I think that's a great way to live your life. And especially as queer people, like Curtis said, a lot of us didn't have stories that we could see on television growing up. And now we're in a place where there are stories. And so if you can learn from the people on your screens to not do what they did, do it, just so you can save yourself the trouble.
We got to see Brad and Gary on the very first episode. Are we going to see Jonathan show up in a couple of scenes with you, Jaymes?
Yes. I was contracted to have my husband appear on the show, so you will see him. Absolutely.
Hey.
They wouldn't have had me otherwise. We know this. I said in the first episode.
That was very funny when you said that. I'm going to ask one Mean Girls question as far as you, because it almost feels like October 3rd has become its own celebration. It feels like it's almost an extra birthday for Jonathan. Tell me a little bit about what it's like in your household on that day, as like the text, the DMs, what people say to you when you guys are out, what that day has become for you.
You know how when it's like Christmas and you get like all those messages when you wake up from people and you're like, this is so beautiful, all these people thought of me, but oh my gosh, it's also a lot of people. How do I start to respond? It's kind of that for him, I think. It's his own thing. We have learned, though, the one thing we learned is not to travel on October 3rd because airports are chaos on that day because everybody wants to make the video, which he loves doing, but it'll make you late for the flight, which we've had happen before. So we just stay home on October 3rd.
Well, I'm missing something. What's October 3rd?
It's from Mean Girls. I didn't know it either, Curtis, because I hadn't seen the movie when I met him, and I've learned this whole thing since being with him. So I'll fill you in offline.
Okay.
That is amazing. Well, thank you both so much for your time. Friday nights, go ahead and make sure you catch the Friends of Weho. There's a big cliffhanger from last week, so go ahead and stream that first episode if you have not seen it, because you definitely got to get ready for this Friday's episode.
Hey, thanks for having us.
All right, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah.